the show has massive connections to the original film, but also it strikes out on its own path.
Hi, everybody. Nick here with CBR at New York Comic Con with one of the most exciting guests possible, the cast and executive producer of Alien Earth. Welcome, everybody. It's such a pleasure to have you. Congratulations on an amazing season 1. Welcome to New York Comic Con.
Thank you.
I am so psyched to have you. Season 1 was a thrill for Alien fans and newcomers alike. I am curious, you guys sort of proudly were half foot in the door canon, half foot out the door canon. Barroom canon is a term I've heard thrown around. I'm curious what your relationship, this is for all of you, what your relationship was with the Alien franchise coming into the series and now as these stalwarts in the franchise with a successful season 1, what your relationship is coming out of season 1 with the Alien franchise.
Well, we just did a panel and Sigourney Weaver moderated it, and I think we're all still kind of reeling from that, which was just an incredible meshing of worlds. I'm still speechless.
But I mean, what was exciting about it is it spoke to how intimately the series and the original film are related. So we got to have sort of the grand experience of being able to have comparative anecdotes and stories of her xenomorph, their xenomorph, literally running around and performing on stages that were very similarly designed as the
KY Jelly.
Yes, KY Jelly. There were a lot of exciting connection points.
I think maybe I speak for everybody. I mean, I really revere that first film and also the second film as well. So I felt when I was coming into the project this massive weight of responsibility. And it was, you have to fight against that instinct. And I was really encouraged by the script because the show has massive connections to the original film, but also it strikes out on its own path. And when you're telling an 8-hour story, you have to do that. I feel really glad that Noah was brave and took everything that made the original films great and also, injected it with something different and exciting and, pulled us in a different direction. So I feel really good about that now. A second season would be amazing because we get to go further into that, new world.
Yeah, well, what I loved about his approach was Noah went with his feelings, the way he describes what was that feeling you get when you first see the xenomorph, when you first experience Alien as a movie, and then to take that essence and try to bring it into what we're doing. I think that transition, and I have a lot of friends who have not seen, or people I know who have not seen the original, who are now finishing Alien Earth and going back to have a look. And that experience, that osmosis between the two, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, that's so exciting. I've encountered friends like that, too. I'm wondering if some of that symbiosis of whether it's KY Jelly or a human practical xenomorph running around, were decisions like that deliberate in terms of connecting and shooting in a similar way? Was that a deliberate choice entering the project?
That was very much sort of baked into Noah's conception of it. I mean, it was vital first and foremost that the audience came to a particular audience that was really dedicated to the franchise, that they felt like there was a serious commitment to the aesthetic of this, to sort of the thematic conceit of it. But then I think really the genius of what Noah did, a bit off of what Babou was saying, is that those are survivor stories that are in two-hour films. He has an opportunity in long-form television to really immerse in those stories, expand on those stories. And the truth is, unlike other science fiction franchises, there's not a dense mythology behind this. He had a lot of room to innovate and to create and explore. And obviously a big part of it begins with bringing it to Earth, but then to have a cyborg, to have a hybrid, to have a synth. I mean, what's so thrilling about it is how relevant and in some ways more immediate the story that was introduced in Alien is to our existence today.
Yeah, that conversation between corporate commentary and is so baked into the franchise, and for better and worse, easy to bring into today's world. I'm curious. I've heard you talk about discovering your character in improvised moments, like using your feet with the tablet in that incredible moment. Now, I'm curious if there were. It's so must be liberating in a IP like Alien and in what I imagine is a big operation like this project to have room for play like that. The rest of you have moments of discovery like that for your characters, and also I'm curious on the other side. Were there moments when shooting the finale or now on the other side of shooting that you discovered sort of the full arc of the characters? That was a moment of discovery of playing the character of, oh, this is who they are. Was there a moment that clicked for you guys? Oh, this is their story. This is their journey.
I don't know about you guys, but I find that I always have a feeling at the end of a job where I think, if only I could start my first day again now. Because you do, by just going through the journey of something, and you get this a lot in theatre, right? Like you get to do something from the beginning to the end, and you keep doing that every night. But in filming, you're picking up pieces as you're going along, and then you're finding out who that person is in the playing of those scenes, often non-sequentially, non-chronologically. And over the space of like 6 months, that the learning that gets done is quite vast. So yeah, totally. But I do feel that on every job. But this is sort of the longest job I've ever done, so I sort of felt that in an even broader way.
I find it really surreal when you watch. When we do scenes, we're obviously doing different camera shots and different takes. So you do the scene loads of times, and you have sort of different bits of performance. And then when you see it edited together, I always come away quite shocked that something has been revealed in those fragments of performance that we bring. That, it is the director's medium, isn't it? Like this, we bring our kind of spiel, and you come on and you do your spiel, and you give your smorgasbord of different choices, and then it gets crafted into something. And I find that really fascinating. That I learned about. I know that I talk about discovering the character physically, but there are quirks that you don't see that have been picked out because Noah working with our amazing editor, they've picked out and enhanced those moments. I find that really fascinating. It's, really interesting.
And Noah's pretty loosey-goosey with his editing, right? Like he is very happy, which I think is essential in film and telly, to use the edit as a rediscovering of the material that he's already shot. So he doesn't bind himself to even what was written for that script or what how we might have imagined that being pieced together. He really treats, I feel, the edit as quite a free zone. Yeah.
Is there an example from season 1 of a scene that surprised you that that wasn't how it was written, or seeing it for the first time?
The Maginot stuff as it was written, we didn't see any of that in episode 1, did we? When it was in the script?
No, it wasn't originally.
Right, it was an editing choice to put to bring Babou in from the top of the
very
show.
top. Yeah, that whole bit.
Amazing.
Which works so well.
I'm just going to put it out there. I want season 2 so badly. In a word from all of you, what would you love to explore if you get a season 2?
Raw insanity.
Earlier, everyone wanted to punch Sam in the face.
Okay, so physical violence. That's what that's what we want to explore.
Raw
in season
insanity,
2.
conflict, physical violence. Alien Earth season 2
Power.
from your lips, the God's ears.
Rage.